Welcome to Mondays with Dale. It was I didn't think that up. One of my teammates started naming it that, and it kind of stuck. So I like the ring to it. So we kept it going. So again, as the title states, we do this every Monday at the same time every Monday. It is a call that I put together basically so we have a connection. We have a place that we can, as a team, we can call home. The most important thing about network marketing is communication, making sure people feel like they're part of something greater than themselves. People feel that they have a place they can go to find out about what's going on. You know, open communication, so important in this type of business. And that's what we do here is we try to make sure that everyone has the ability to stay up to date on what's going on, gets to meet other people in the business, and realize that we are one big family, all trying to help each other so that we all can succeed. The first thing I'm going to talk about, and again, I use anybody who's on this on a regular basis knows that there's a certain amount of stuff that I speak about the same every week. This is for the new people, and then we'll get right into the meeting right after that. But again, I can't stress enough about communication. Now, if you're new to this group or new to this team, there's a few things you should do. You should download WhatsApp. Okay, WhatsApp is huge throughout Africa and much of the world. We don't use it as much in the U.S. as other countries, but again, it's such a strong point for our African team. So download WhatsApp, download Telegram. Telegram is another messenger type app, and that's what My Daily Choice corporate uses. Okay, so if you want to stay up on top of what's going on with corporate, you're going to need to at least download the app first. The next thing, obviously, is Zoom. If you're on here, you already have Zoom, but if you have new people on your team that aren't connected with Zoom, make sure they are so they can come on to these type of calls. When the pandemic hit, you know, we had so many great meetings where people actually were able to go and see each other and introduce each other and just kind of build a bond that way. But with the pandemic, we've lost a lot of that. And hopefully it's going to come back very soon. But in the meantime, Zoom has been can you imagine what would have happened if we didn't have Zoom over the last year and a half? I mean, it would have been a disaster. With Zoom, we've been able to keep things going, keep doing presentations, keep people up to date. It's just, and still build that bond, that connection that you need so people can see you and see that you're sincere about what you're doing. So again, you want to make sure all your team has Zoom. Another thing is if you're on Facebook, super important because a lot of our information comes through Facebook. So if you aren't on it or you have people on your team that aren't on it, make sure they get on it. And the last thing is have access to YouTube. Like for instance, this call today, we'll turn this into a YouTube video, and you can anybody that couldn't make it onto this call can listen to it later on. So these are such important apps that you want to have downloaded on your phone, on your iPad, your laptop, whatever you're using. Just in case you want it, hopefully you all have like a piece of paper and a pen so you can write a few things down if you find something here you think you need. If you want to reach out to me personally for my WhatsApp, for my Telegram, even give me a call if you want. My phone number is 1-802-343-9075. Okay, and my Facebook is Dale DALE Franklin FRANKLIN .378. So feel free to friend me on Facebook. I would love to be able to chat with you in any way that you feel comfortable talking to me. One of the people on my team, Jody Levanway, she has been instrumental in making sure that everyone here is up to date on what's going on. And how she's doing that is when you join my team and we're told by the leaders that you're on the team, we reach out to you, she does, and she'll send you a list of apps that you need to download. She'll tell you how to join them and where to join them. And then she'll also, after you've done that, she'll send you a list of groups to join and how to join them. Okay, she'll give you everything from the addresses, the passwords, the times of our meetings. We have so many meetings for the African market. You know, besides this meeting on Mondays, we have the WIN Network with Alton and Adrian. That's done daily out of South Africa. We have the Chris Bailey International Opportunity Presentation. It's done every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, which for Kenya would be, I believe that would make it in Kenya 7 o'clock. So again, you can go from there as far as time, but he does that. Him or somebody on his team, and I'm one of them on the team, somebody in our group does an opportunity presentation every Saturday. We also, you can also schedule personal Zoom calls with me. If you want me to do a presentation for you, I'll be glad to, as long as you let me know a day or two in advance so I can place you in my schedule. I'll be glad to do presentations for you. And then on top of all that, we have trainings. I mean, there's trainings all over the world going on all the time. So we'll make sure you have all those dates, all that information, and you choose when the best time is for you to learn, to take people to opportunity presentations. But the bottom line is you can do as much or as little of this business as you want to. If you feel like a leader, you feel like you want to do a presentation, watch a few presentations first and then do it yourself. But if that's not the way you want to do it, if you rather become what we call a bringer or an inviter, just bring people to these calls and let us do the work for you. Let us do the heavy lifting. Let us use our experience to try to present to your people and to close them. So again, it's the simplest business in the world. Just basically invite as many people as possible to some of our presentations and let somebody else do the work. A few things I want to bring up to date. First of all, if anybody, hopefully some of you all made the call, a Super Saturday call this last Saturday. We have that every month. Once a month, we have a Super Saturday call, lasts about an hour and a half, and have anywhere from 3, 4, 5 different leaders that do like a 10 to 15 minute presentation each. And we get a few testimonials. We do a lot of different things that can help you not only make yourself feel better about the company, and learn, but also you can bring your newly enrolled affiliates and they can learn too. So again, that happens usually the first Saturday of every month, but we send out we'll send out all kinds of announcements and posters on it. But again, we had one Saturday, it was phenomenal. I got so many nice messages saying that people really enjoyed it, really got a lot out of it. So remember that happens every month. A couple little quick things just so you guys will be aware of it. As I spoke last week, we have a little bit of a chance here with this team that other teams aren't going to have right off the bat. Eastern Europe, we're talking about Ukraine, Russia, and a lot of the Russian satellite countries are going to be opening here very, very soon. So if you have relationships with anybody from Ukraine, anybody from Russia, reach out to them again, rekindle that friendship. If you have people that know people that you might be able to connect with to start a relationship with people there, start doing that. I understand a lot of Africans from different countries went to Ukraine for some of their college training, and so there's a connection there. So if that's the case in Kenya, and I'm not sure it is, but if there is, then feel free to reach out to the people that you know there. But again, most of the people in My Daily Choice aren't aware of this. The reason we're aware of it right now is just because of a connection I made 8 years ago in Ukraine, and because of that, I heard about this. I got a little bit of a early notice about what's going on. So that gives you guys a chance to start developing a brand new area. As you heard Josh Wagle say in his last week in his monthly meeting, some of the biggest growth he ever had when he was a network marketer was when he was kind of the first to market. So I'm giving you guys a little bit of a heads up, a little bit of chance to be first at market. Take advantage of it if you possibly can. Just to give you a little bit of a list of the countries that this is happening with, I'll just go down through them real quick. I already mentioned Ukraine and Russia, also Turkey, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Moldova, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. Say all that again. My tongue is tied in a knot. On top of that, because of some of the people that I've met through this, there is potential for us down the road in the countries of Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia. So keep that in mind too. It's just something we're developing on the horizon. Contest coming up. If any of you were watching Josh on his monthly meeting, he presented us with that new contest where you can, by you signing up, enrolling and helping 4 or 5 people become 1K affiliates, you can earn an additional $500 in the month of April. If you can help those 5 people do the same thing, you can earn another 5, and then there's a chance to earn another 5 through the contest. So there's a potential on top of everything else that you normally would make in our company to make up to another $1,500 this month. So keep that in mind. And that's going from the 1st of the month until the 19th. And then the secret, the date you want to have emblazoned on your calendar is April 20th. April 20th, and I don't know what the official title is, but basically International Marijuana Day, I guess. But it's basically a day when they celebrate around the world, they celebrate the cannabis plant. And so because of that, with us doing so much with the HempWorks and CBD, every year our company has a sale on April 20th, and it's always the biggest sale of our year. Last year we, in one day, 24 hours, we did $5 million in business, okay? And within the next 3 days, the company came together and shipped all $5 million of that product out. So, I mean, it was pretty amazing. So our company really gears up for this day, and they believe that the sale they're going to have this year is going to be way bigger than that. So, I mean, we're talking possibility of $10 million in a single day. So plan for it. Get your people ready. Get your people, your prospects signed up. Have everything scheduled so that on 4/20, you can just hit the ground running that morning and make whatever the sale is, whatever they announce for that sale, take it and run with it. Call everybody you ever talked to. Talk to everybody who's ever shown any interest in our products at all. Think of anybody that might have an ailment or something that can benefit from our products. But be prepared so when you wake up that morning, you're not saying, "Oh, I didn't know about this sale." You got to know. You got to plan ahead. You got to be ready to rock and roll with this thing. And people have upranked 2 and 3 different ranks in one day just because the sale is so big. So be aware of that. So that's all the updates for this week. Our next thing I'm going to introduce our guest today. Cyrus and I have been friends for, well, we met in December of 2019. So it hasn't been really that long, but I feel like I've known him forever. I really do. It's just him and I, we've had this connection from the first day we sat down, we think a lot alike. We have some of the same background, and it has, I don't know, I'm really happy to have somebody I can bounce stuff off of. He has that same entrepreneurial spirit that I feel I have. He has well over 20 years experience in network marketing. He's been a country manager in multiple network marketing companies. He started off with us in My Daily Choice as the Kenyan country manager, but that didn't take long for the company to see they had a tiger by the tail there. So they upped him to the regional manager for all of East Africa. Smart move on their part. And he's one of those guys. He's a natural mentor. He's a natural trainer. He's a great speaker, and I consider him my friend. So Cyrus, are you there?
I'm here, right here. Can you hear me, everybody? Hey, thanks for the kind introduction, and happy Easter, everybody. So I'm looking forward to this day. Let's hear what Dale has got to ask me. Okay. But I would just like to mention 1 or 2 things here that basically, whether it's my region or any other region in the world, I'm ready to serve. I believe that we are a relationship business. And so if we can just build our relationships, then we can definitely be on top of the world.
Absolutely. And, that's the biggest thing. I just talked to some guys earlier today from the DRC, And I tried to explain to him, I said, you got to go into this business with a giver's gain mentality. You've got to realize that helping other people, whether it benefits you or not, is going to benefit the company, which is in the long term going to benefit you. So, and obviously you believe that as well. You know, we've done this before, Cyrus, and I like, everybody kind of likes this kind of conversational type of thing we do. So we'll keep that up. What I would like you to start with, even though most of the people here probably know you, I'm sure there's some that don't, and just kind of give us your kind of a quick history of your working life, of what you've done and how you got to the point where you were working for My Daily Choice.
All right, I won't go as far back as when I was teaching. It took me about 1 year to teach and realize that I was taking home very little money, less than, I would say, 800 Kenya shillings a month. That was $80 many years ago.
Wow.
And so I came to the city of Nairobi. And since I had an accounting background, I got a job with a company called Bayer East Africa. It's a German company, and quickly I moved into sales and marketing. I was in sales and marketing for that company for close to 12 years. And then I decided to become my own boss. I opened up my little shop. It didn't do too well, but 6 months down the line, I had to close it and open up a different shop. I opened up a video library. But the moral of the story so far is this: there are times when you feel that you want to start your own small business, but the biggest limitation is that very many of them collapse within the first year. Mine didn't see a second birthday. And so while I was looking at now what next, I was approached by a company called GNLD, and they were launching in Africa. And since I had the sales background and also the administration background and accounting background, I opened up the office for them way back in 1986. Maybe some of us here were not born. So we opened up, and we opened up a small outfit, maybe as small as anybody's bedroom. But I was told this, that one day the business is going to explode and we're going to be hosting over 3,000 people in our meetings. And we did that 6 months later. So we opened up, and I was asked to go and open up Tanzania. I went and opened up Uganda. And so that was my first beginning in network marketing. And 16 years down the line, I was the vice president of sales for the East African region. And I really, really liked it. It was an American company, but another company again from America called Forever Living was headhunting for a managing director. And I got the job. It was a bigger company, bigger product range, and it's still around here. And I did 5 good years with them. And then, you know, behind every big company, there must be something in it. And that's when somebody approached me and told me about My Daily Choice. While I was coaching, I had started my own coaching of networkers business in Kenya. And when I looked at the products, the kind of products they had, the sprays, they were unique. They were definitely unique and simple to handle, and the products were working. And so I got a keen interest to do a thorough check, a background check on this company. And something else that attracted me was that within a spell of 5 years, they had gone and done over, you know, $100 million in a year. That's what we had taken in the other company, 30 years. It had taken the other company 30 years to get to that level. And I said, this company here makes a lot of sense. And so that was how I started now working closely, first of all, as an affiliate. And then when I was asked to help in the registration of products, I did quickly, very quickly. And then Dale came in December already. Prospecting was going on. People were meeting with teams. I met Caesar, I met Rose. I met quite a number of people during that time. And now we started building the business. So in Feb 2019, we launched the company. And you know what? We launched the company at a time when everybody else was saying we are downsizing, there's a meltdown, we are closing down, because we did a launch and 2 weeks later, COVID hit us. And so we have managed to hold on to our business, making profits, making the affiliates get their commissions. Every Friday, we pay out our commissions to our affiliates. And let me not talk too much now, but let me just say now I think you understand where I came from and what attracted me to My Daily Choice.
The big thing is, as you mentioned, with timing. Timing's everything in business, and you know, when we were just getting rolling when all of a sudden we got hit with the COVID. But the amazing thing about our company was where many other network marketing companies that were much older struggled. Oh, let me get rid of that real quick. Sorry. Where other companies had been around for years and years and years were struggling. Now, don't get me wrong, we would have grown faster than we did because of the pandemic. If it hadn't been for the pandemic, we'd be much bigger now than we are. But bottom line is, we never stopped growing. We never stopped expanding. We never stopped adding new products. And so we have positioned ourselves into a great spot as far as worldwide, as far as what we can do now. Coming with the pandemic, maybe we're seeing the end of the pandemic, or we can see the end of it. And we are already expanding into other countries in South America, into Eastern Europe. We're doing a lot of things that other companies can't do because they had such a bad year with the pandemic. They just don't have the cash to do it. And when I talk about that, of course, most everybody knows here, but the My Daily Choice is totally debt-free, has been from day one. So we can make changes that other companies can't because they just don't have the ability to move that quickly. So having said all that, Cyrus, give us we're going to start off with Kenya, because Kenya was the focus for East Africa to begin with, and we had a great start there. Tell us where we stand right now in Kenya.
Now, in Kenya, where we stand at is that we've gotten, first of all, on products. Let's start on products. We've gotten all the 6 sprays registered, and we've already registered another 3. That's the keto, and of course we've got the very, very, very popular, and it's in demand. I don't know when we're going to get it, passion, and you know, and of course there's beauty. So they are already registered in Kenya, and we are looking forward to having them by the end of April. On CBD, we are really pushing on CBD, but as everybody knows, in the whole world, CBD has to go through government legislation. I'm happy to report here that by the month of June, we should have it registered. I've been following up with the pharmacy board, and they are busy finalizing on the draft report, which will be presented to the stakeholders. We are amongst the stakeholders to go and fine tune the document before it is given assent or approval. So by June, we should have the CBD. And I know everybody listening here is asking, when will Kenya have the CBD? So I guess by that time, we also have the essentials, the essential oils, and hair care products too. So on registration of products, we are good. And I actually am very happy to report that Kenya is the first company to register these products, the sprays, the new sprays in Africa. Now, moving on to where we are with leadership, let me just mention why we managed to go through the pandemic. It was not because of me. It was not because of the products. It was not because of the compensation plan. It was not because of the tools that we have, and they are great. You see, when let me give a little bit of a thing that I always talk about. If you come to Kenya, we are going to take you to the Masai Mara. In the Masai Mara, they have the big 5. I'm going to show you the lion, the elephant, the leopard, the buffalo, and the rhino. Those are 5. I always say that in our business, we also have the big 5: the company, the tools, the product, the compensation plan, and you. Now, why we stood so firm in Kenya was because of the you, because of the leadership. The leadership never gave away and said we can't do meetings. We were having meetings with Liz and Joss, and I don't have to mention everybody here, but they held on despite the pandemic. If it was not a physical meeting, we could go and do Zoom meetings. We could plug in into the Tuesday, Thursday, the Dale meetings. The Kenyan team definitely took over that. So one thing I would like to give a big kudos to is the leadership, that even now that we are back on a semi-lockdown, we've already reorganized ourselves, and tomorrow at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, we have another Zoom. On Thursday, we have a Zoom meeting too. So we've reorganized ourselves, and that's really what's happening in Kenya, that we are able to move on. and break records. Let me mention something else. I think in network marketing, we always know it's a numbers game. If you don't invite guys to these Zoom meetings, it's not gonna work, guys. If you don't invite people for the physical meetings, we are not gonna grow our team. So when I look at the statistics of Kenya and compare them with other regions, I realize that if it comes to sponsoring, enrolling people, we are doing close to 150, 160, 180 per month. New people are joining. You know, we are bringing new blood every month. And that's one thing that sustains a network marketing business. There has to be new people joining. If I compare with other countries bringing in 10 people, 3 people in a month, that's where the difference comes in. That's why you find that maybe a company has to reorganize our offices and say, hey, let's everything come from Kenya, because we can see that in Kenya, they're able to sustain that effort. So this is what's happening in Kenya. Something else that's happening in Kenya is, I would call it retention. You have a team of 200 people. How many of them are gonna do their reorder? You see, if you don't keep our teams in, if we don't communicate, like you said, we need to communicate with our teams and tell them about the importance of the monthly order, so that that is what is going to sustain your business. That's what's going to pay you your binary commissions. So again, in Kenya, we are playing around 200 people, 150 to 200 people every month are doing their reorders, compared to other countries where you have 10 people in a month, 20 people doing their reorder. So if we can just work on those two, I would call them two big core activities, just enrollment. How are we doing with our invitations? And how are we doing with our monthly reorders? I believe we're going to have a good balance. So that's what's happening in Kenya right now.
Well, thank you. The couple of things you said there that I clicked with. You know, I've had people on my team that have been with me for, I'll say, 2 to 3 years. And they do it more for the social benefit, I guess, than anything else, because they come to every meeting. They're on every Zoom call, but they never bring a guest. And the end of a year, 2 years, 3 years, they call me and they say, Dale, I'm not making any money. And I go, well, what have you done to make money? He's, well, I'm at every meeting. I go, how do you make money just by being at the meeting? If you're at the meeting, you should be at the meeting, inviting people, having people with you on the call. And so that you're giving people the opportunity to see what we have to offer. You don't have to feel like you're jamming it down anybody's throat. All you're doing is putting people in front of a 30 to 40 minute presentation and letting them make their own decision on whether it's for them. You know, that's not being hardcore. That's not being a person that's pushing something down somebody's throat that doesn't want it. It's just allowing them the opportunity to make that decision for themselves. And so just being at this meeting, if you come to a call every single week and you come by yourself to an opportunity presentation, you're cheating yourself, you know, and you're cheating the people you know who might be interested in this business. So again, there are people that join this because of the money. Some people join it for the social aspect. There's all kinds of different reasons why people join network marketing. But my comeback is, whether, no matter how you join and what you try to get out of this, invite all the people you know to this meeting so they can make the decision of whether this is right for them or not. The other thing you were talking about was retention. And, you know, guys, some of you heard me say this before, but I got into my tire business, and back in 1984, I had to come up with $150,000 to open the doors. I had no idea whether I'd ever see that money again. Okay, it was just out there, and I knew it'd be years before I got it back, if I ever got it back. And then on top of that, I had my monthly expenses that I had to pay. I have employees. I had the rent on the building. I had electricity, phones, advertising, everything. It came to over $50,000 a month. So I had, you know, that's how much business I had to, how much profit I had to make every month just to cover all the bills. Okay. So when I hear of a company like ours, My Daily Choice, when you can get into the business at the executive level for around 350 or 400 US dollars, and then to stay in the business and stay at the executive level, you can get into it for, you know, $150 to $200. That's your monthly net. So when I hear people saying they can get into it, when I hear we can get into a business for $350 to $400, opposed to me having to spend $150,000, and then you take the fact that I had to make enough money to cover a $50,000 a month expenses. All we have here, your total expenses in our company, is your auto ship, which could be anywhere from $150 to $200 a month to maintain executive level. When I hear that and people tell me, wow, that's an awful lot to spend to build a business, I have to laugh. I have to laugh because it's unlimited potential, guys. In my tire store, you know, I know that there's about only so much I can do in my business in my given store. The population I have, the amount of customers I have, the amount of stuff that I'll do at any individual car. I know there's basically a given top end on how much money I can make each year. In this business, there is no top end. The potential is unlimited. So unlimited potential, small outlay to get in, and a small outlay to stay in business. So anybody gets in this business should happily spend their money every month to stay in the business, and then just turn around and make a point of, over your 30-day period, selling those 4 to 8 products you have to buy to get in, sell those out, and so you're going to make a profit anyway. So again, retention is so important, but it's so easy to do, and compared to most businesses, it is such a small amount. So sorry, I had to get on my high horse on that because I'm very passionate about it. You gave us an update on Kenya, and as you and I both know, once CBD oil, the ingestibles, I call them, the CBD oil itself, the CBD infused coffee, all these different things that we have, once those are available to us, man, you guys should be so excited right now. You should be on the edge of your seats, because I honestly believe the moment those are freed up, within the next 60 days, the business in Kenya and in East Africa will triple in just a period of 60 days. This is not hype. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a hype kind of guy. This is just, to me, this is just fact. It's going to, when we're able to sell that, when people see what CBD oil is going to do for them and do for the different symptoms that they have from different ailments, it is going to just go crazy. And I think it'll triple in 60 days, and then it'll just go from there. So if you're in now, just be building your customer base, because when this happens, wow. I do have a question for you, Cyrus. Now, I know we have an East Africa coalition, and I know that with many things, once it's a product is legalized and accepted in one country, it helps open the door in the other East African countries. Do you feel that's what's going to happen with CBD oil?
I believe it will be even faster in Uganda. In Uganda, there are so many stakeholders who have been pushing the government, and we are keenly following up on that. And so it could come even before June. So although Kenya will be in June, Uganda might be earlier or at the same time. Tanzania might take a little bit longer, but with the change of leadership, who knows whether there'll be a fast tracking of that. But maybe we can say this, by 2021, this year, all the 3 countries should have the CBD registered.
Very good. I do know, I remember the president who just passed away in Tanzania. I know he was a little against it, but I understand from what I've read that the new leadership is a little more progressive about this type of thing. So yeah, I think you're right. Well, you brought those countries up, and people are probably wondering and asking questions about different countries that we're in, that they might have heard that our offices are changing a little bit. Why don't you give us an update on one by one on those? Tell us about Uganda. Where are we sitting in Uganda?
Okay, maybe people sometimes even could ask why. Maybe let me try and explain the why. You see, this is a business like any other business. When you're running an operation, you will need to meet the cost of staff. You need to meet the cost of, paying the rent, and also other utilities in the month. So when an outfit is not meeting that, the company needs to sit back and say, hey, how can we consolidate our resources and still supply our affiliates with the product and still pay them commissions at the end of the week. And so we decided to work from Kenya. Many network marketing companies do the same as we have done, so it's nothing new. So we will be operating we'll be having our operations from Kenya. That's for DRC, Goma, Uganda, and Tanzania. And when we have already set out the rules on how to process the order, you will just need to go to the Kenya shipping. Choose Kenya as your shipping country, place the order, and then we have this mobile money system called M-Pesa. Money can be easily transferred from MTN in Uganda to Safaricom in Kenya. I've done that before a lot with Alice, the great leader there. We started it that way. We used to do orders through MTN with her, and she could send it to us. We've given the number for Kenya. Same with Tanzania. Tanzania, the provider is Vodacom. One can easily transfer money from their Vodacom phone to M-Pesa in Kenya. And once the payment is received in Kenya, our very able front office desk staff are able to process the order. We have daily transport across Kenya to Uganda and to Tanzania. And by the next day, but we are giving it 48 hours to be careful and to be sure that the product is there, that within 48 hours, product is in Dar es Salaam and also in Kampala. For Goma, we are working out a system where they can have weekly supply. So in Goma, it will take a bit longer. It will take about 4 to 5 days. You can tell them we have a system where we can get the products to Goma. But it's not saying that we will never reopen. All we are saying is that we want to make sure that systems are working profitably and where we are able to sustain our business in East Africa without, of course, affecting the bottom line. So Dale, to answer you, we've already set up systems and communicated to the teams, and we will be able within 48 hours to supply products to each one of them in Uganda and in Tanzania. For Goma, 4 to 5 days. But this is a temporary. Once we get people who are getting into the systems, I was talking to some Ugandans today and told them, just keep on doing the Zoom meetings. If you don't have a training room, go into our Zoom meetings. And as long as you can plug people into the Zoom meetings, you'll have the numbers. And once you have the numbers, why not? We are going to grow back into where we need to be.
Very good. You talked about, and I want to kind of explain a little bit more. I've had many people ask me why did the offices get closed? You know, the corporate office is the United States, and they are looking at our growth all around the world. And we're having certain countries we go into, and it just explodes overnight. And then we have others that, because of the culture, take a little bit longer because of maybe the fact that there's been prior bad actors in network marketing in a certain country. It takes a while for us to prove ourselves. And of course, corporate doesn't see that. So they're looking at the numbers and they're going, okay, we got offices here, here, and here, and here, and they've been there for 4 or 5 months and they aren't breaking even yet. And we got this other one that we just opened. We got this one we haven't even put an office in yet, and they're already doing $75,000 in business already. You got to realize every corporation has their number crunchers. They're the guys that sit there and say, hey, we should be working here, but not there. And we got caught in that a little bit because, again, we know that the potential for Uganda and Tanzania and the DRC are great, but they don't know it because they're looking at numbers. To show you my belief and what can be done, I originally, when I first came to Africa, the first time I went to Uganda years ago, and then from there I went to Kenya and Malawi and a few other places. As of tomorrow, we will have a small office ready to open again in Kampala that I'm paying for. Okay. And the reason I'm saying that is not to give myself any kind of self-congratulations for it. I just want you guys to see that I believe in this region and I'm willing to put some of my money where my mouth is. So again, we're going to have that office. It's a smaller office. It's not like we had before. It's a smaller office, but it's going to be an office. It's going to be painted in the My Daily Choice colors. It's going to be ready. Hopefully, according to Apollo, it's going to be ready to go by tomorrow, and that will give us a place to have for picking up our products. A place where we can have small meetings, and a place where people can go for small groups for training and stuff like that. So again, the reason I want to spend some time on this is because I don't want you to think that we're leaving this region. We aren't. And especially, I'm not going to, okay? I believe in East Africa. I have dear friends in almost every country there. I have a total belief in the population there. And I'm not going to give up. I know that when the CBD oil is approved in both countries and eventually in Tanzania, it's going to explode. And then, Rwanda and all of them are going to come on in addition. I believe when we're all said and done, the company's going to look at East Africa and they're going to apologize up and down because we're going to be one of the strongest regions in the world for our company. Okay. And I do know there are certain leaders in our company who think that Asia is going to be the strongest market, that Europe's going to be the strongest market, that South Africa is going to be the strongest market. I'm telling you right now, I believe that this East African market is going to be the most powerful. And again, it's because we have phenomenal people, we have phenomenal leaders, and as soon as that CBD oil is legalized, we're just going to explode. We're already powerful. We're going to be so much more powerful than that. Caesar's going to have Cyrus is going to have to clone himself. He's going to need about 6 of them just to keep up. So
right.
That's my thing on that. So you've mentioned the what I call the big four with Goma and in the DRC and Uganda and Tanzania and Kenya. Is there anything else out there that's being developed that you want to talk about?
Well, I would mention that Somalia, we already have a leader by the name Anbete, 10K, I think she's on this call. She's already gotten a team going on in Somalia. There are times when people say it's not possible. And then you could ask them the question, where everybody doesn't think there could be business coming out. We already have a 5K in Somalia. I think 2 1Ks in Somalia. So the moral of the story there is that there is no reason why you should not go to Rwanda, Burundi, and other countries and start venturing in. Network marketing companies follow the people. That's what I always say. Like now, Dale, that's why Dale has got a confidence in Uganda, because he's got a leadership there. So as long as you can get some leadership in any country, I believe you could start by supplying them with product, getting them into the business, and then who knows, one day, maybe that's how we've gone into Russia and all these countries. There must have been some leader who is into that country there. So in Rwanda, we also have some people who are interested in joining. The restrictions of getting product across to Rwanda are very tough during COVID, especially we need to register, we need to do all that. But we are working with some leaders there in Rwanda. Dale, you know them. And there's also one gentleman in Burundi who's also who's already gotten product into that country. So I think we haven't opened up. We are still, and I can see my friend Gusen. I've never met Gusen Warwick, but we talk. He has a team in Arusha. He has a team in Kenya. I love the way he prospects, and he tells me, man, people love this. The other day he was asking me how he could get CBD to Arusha. So I believe in Africa, very few people know about MDC. And this is our chance now to go out there and talk to as many people as possible. Don't ever doubt the benefits of going out and talking to as many people as possible. Let me just mention here. There's a guy who came to my office one day, a guy who everybody had doubted because he was washing cars, car wash business. But he's doing so well in the business because he had these words: you don't need a degree, you don't need to have gone to school. All you will need to do is to have TTP, talk to people, talk to as many people as possible. Everybody you're washing cars for, everybody who you're parking the car for. And he's doing well in the network marketing company where I was before. So I believe it's about us now looking at saying, who do we know? who do we know out there? Who can we go and talk to out there? So East Africa, you asked me how is it doing? I can still tell you it's a very virgin land.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. When I hear people tell me, well, we've gone as far as we can go in a certain region, and I go, that's impossible. I mean, there's what is it, 49 million people in Uganda, 53 million, I think, if I remember right, in Kenya. I mean, my numbers might be off. I'm taking them off of memory, but it's still millions upon millions upon millions of people, and we've only talked to hundreds. So I mean, it's so you're right, virgin territory. People ask me all the time, what does it cost? What are we using for a parameter to get into a country? And you're right, Cyrus, that you need to find leaders, and once you find a leader, basically our corporate entity, My Daily Choice is corporate. They're looking at certain things, like when we have a country with a 25K affiliate for 3 consecutive months in a row, that gets their attention. Okay, I have people call me all the time and go, hey, we can, and I say, can you do this? And said, sure, but you got to bring us, as soon as you give us an office, we'll do that. Well, we did that. We got kind of spoiled. We did that in Kenya, in Nairobi. They put in the office and then said, okay, now we'll build it, and it worked. But it doesn't work everywhere. So the company has finally got to the point, they've seen so many countries that have opened by somebody doing enough volume to draw their attention, that's the way they're going now. For better or for worse, that's what it is. So when people say, give us an office and we'll build, I have to come back with build and we will come. Build and we will come. So, I don't care where you are in the East Africa region. Cyrus has delivery set up in such a way, as he just stated, so that you can work out of your own home if you have to start with. But true leaders, true people who want to change their financial future will figure out a way to get to create 25K worth of business and do it 3 months in a row. And then I have something that I can go to the company and I can battle for you. Never think that I don't try constantly to do things for you guys, but there's a point when I have to have the tools to do them. And to open a country, this is what I need for tools. I need you to show me that you have a leader or more than one leader, and show me we have volume of at least 25K per month, 3 consecutive months, and then I can make some phone calls and we can get some serious changes made. So that, I just want you guys to be aware of that. As far as anything else, before we finish, Cyrus, anything else you'd like to touch on?
Definitely. I would like.
What's that?
Yeah, I would just like to touch on one thing, but and this is more. You see, we talked about getting numbers. Very important. If we could just take the opportunity and tell people about our business through the Zoom meetings, we are going to share the links. But if Uganda and Tanzania also want to have their own Zoom, like in Uganda, in Tanzania, there is a Swahili-speaking country, we are ready to support with the Zoom, conferencing facility, so that we just make sure that as many people get to know about our business. But more than that, I wanted to just mention one thing about what I could call productivity. Yeah, productivity. The movement of product. Are we using these products really? Because think about it, if we have about, say, by now registered 2,000 people, and each person just takes 2 products, you know how much BV we would be doing? So I just want us also to be challenging our teams and asking, are we a product of the product? Because sometimes you'll find that people are not using the product, and so they are unable to explain about the benefits of the products. So it's good that we re-emphasize this. When I look around on some companies who have got only 1 product, but they are doing so much volume, it's because everybody is using and talking about that 1 product. We've got enough sprays to talk about and to use our products. So if we can use, we will be able to sell the product, make some very good retail profit. Retail profit is sweet. Somebody once told me that profits are better than wages. So if we can just make sure that the new people who join in, they won't get big commissions in the first few months. Let's tell them, but you can make some good money. Sell one spray, that's $10 for you. Cool, clean money for you. So we need to embrace that retailing ethic. We need to have a retailing ethic so that we tell people you can make some money, you can make some good money out of retailing. So use the product, share it by retailing. That's something that we need to also be bumping up in our people as much as possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. One more question I do have for you.
Yep.
Now that I guess my question is travel from your standpoint. Like, for instance, I had a meeting this morning with some from new leaders in Goma, and they said all we need to get started is somebody to come train us. What is your plans going forward as far as outreach to Tanzania, Uganda, Goma?
I believe that's my biggest role. My biggest role is to be with the people, not to be behind an office desk. And if you look at what we were doing last year, we were going across the country, and I was loving it to support, train, and also to empower people with some knowledge. So whether it's Goma, Dar es Salaam, Uganda, it doesn't mean that since the establishment is down. No, the role of the office is still there. And so talking about Goma, I was really looking forward to going to Goma before every country was hit by COVID. But if they can organize a meeting, definitely international flights are opened. I can get myself to Goma and do a meeting and train them. So we can discuss this and plan something for April or May. I would say May, so that we get the numbers. Let's do some Zoom call with them before. Since most of them in Goma are Swahili speaking, no problem. We can do that. Tanzania, Uganda, the same. We will need to have our Super Saturdays going on, so that once a month we have a Super Saturday. So events will be going on, and to just make sure that you plug people into the weekly Zoom meetings and daily meetings. And then when we have one big meeting, people can come in and see the bigger picture. So the role of meetings will still go on and training.
Fantastic, fantastic. I just want to make sure everybody understood that our company is still funding your travel, funding your ability to be a regional manager, a true regional manager, and I just want to make sure everybody understood that. So, any final comments you'd like before we close this down?
Yeah, I believe it's important to mention that we have an incentive going on the executive pack. It's also good to mention that we lowered the monthly qualification. So instead of the executive pack, I think maybe let me talk about the monthly. That previously, for you to qualify monthly as an executive, you had to do 90 BV, or a director had to do 90. But now we are saying if you do your 40 BV, then you will stand to have your monthly qualification going through all the way up to the end of June. So please inform your teams, because if you think about it, you have 10 people or 20 people who are not doing their monthly. If 10 of them just do their 40, that's 400 BV. So let's remind people about that. But I think the most important point I wanted to mention here is other tools that the company has. I promise you, many people come to my office asking me, how do I get this information? How can I get a French business opportunity presentation? I get all these kind of questions, but I say, but it's on your back office. Go under tools, check on your resources, and all the things are there. Guys, no other company has such a back office, such tools that we are given here. Go to some other companies, they still give you forms to fill in for people to join. They still give you other booklets which are not looking too good. We have them which are downloadable, videos free of charge. If you have not done anything else, just take charge of our marketing tools. I believe whether you are an experienced person or not, our marketing tools can make you get a sale or make you get somebody joining. No wonder there's a team in Kenya which is really embracing this. They call themselves the Empire Diamonds. The Empire Diamonds are just social media, but they're getting people as far as Australia. I see them congratulating themselves. Philippines, everywhere, people are buying product through their websites. You see, so let's embrace technology. That's my last message there.
Thank you, Cyrus. You know, I knew when I asked you would be glad to do this, and I smiled before I even reached out to you because I knew you would. But you always bring so much to the table, so much power, so much information, so much. You always uplift us, and I want to thank you for all that. If you people living in the East Africa region don't realize how valuable you have it, how lucky you are to have such a valuable leader as Cyrus. I think you should really think about that, because there are areas of the world where the leadership is basically either non-existent or it's just a job to them. And with Cyrus, it's a passion, and I love that about him. So I hope you guys got something out of here today. Just again, it's just kind of a real quick summary. We are still throughout East Africa. We're still up and running. We took a little hit because of the offices, but it's not going to change anything. As far as meetings, you can have them through Zoom and through WhatsApp or whatever way you want to create them. We have everything we need to continue to grow, and I'll be here for whatever you need me for. I can't wait to visit again. I'm hoping to be able to come there in June. That's my plan. But and I can't wait to see all of you. So have a great week. Thanks for coming on. Remember, when you go to the meetings, invite. You can't make money if you don't show. The whole idea of this business is to show as many people as possible the opportunity and let them decide for themselves whether it's for them. So having said that, guys, have a great week. I love you all. I wish you all nothing but the best, and we'll chat next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Night, everyone. Good night.
Bye-bye.
I had a question from Uganda, but you didn't give us chance, Mr. Dale Franklin.
You're welcome. We're going to kill this thing.